Stop settling for relationships that are less than what you deserve. Hey everybody, I'm Amelia Rebecca, and on this channel we talk about embodying your confidence, reclaiming your beauty, owning your power. I also share some witchy tips and so much more. When I decided to make this video, I was wondering if it would be too limiting for people that are already in relationships, but I think that what we're talking about today is gonna apply to relationships in general, friendships, work relationships. Anyway, so I think that even if you are in a romantic partnership, that this will apply. So let's get into it. So I am a double Pisces. I have a sun and moon in Pisces. I also have a Scorpio rising. I love deep emotions. I love fantasizing about relationships. I love love. And I have always been the type of person that just believes that the right person with all the right qualities that is like my ideal partner is out there. But my relationship experience history has not quite reflected that. And I wanted to talk about how important it is to really understand the needs and desires of your inner child. So I'll share a little bit about my past experience because I feel like really connecting to the truth of my inner child was something that helped me finally leave my last relationship, because it was with somebody that, you know, those relationships where you're just like so magnetically drawn to each other, even though you know that it's not quite right, or it's like really not right, which was my case. But there was just something about him that kept drawing me to him, even though so much within me was like, this is not the right person for you. And it wasn't really until I learned how to move through my relationship issues and deal with like some inner child wounding that I've had, which I've worked through a lot in therapy and on my own, just getting very clear on what's not working. I mean, I think that's just dating experience in general, right? You like match up with someone, you see what's working, what's not, what you like, what you don't like. I think that dating is such a great experience in general, just for honing in and getting clarity on your particular preferences. But we can go so much more beyond that by connecting with our inner child and understanding really a lot of our base needs are established by love and safety, and our need for love and safety. So I think it's really important when you're in the dating experience and you're meeting people to first connect with your inner child and ask them what things would make you feel loved and what things would make you feel safe. And understanding what is drawing us to a certain type of person, what patterns we end up creating over and over again in relationships, why it's difficult for us to leave relationships that we know are not really working for us. And a lot of that can stem from self-worth issues, what we think love needs to be, what we think we need from another person, and getting really clear on these things. And I think if you need the extra support of therapy or working with someone one-on-one, then you should do that. But I think you can also go within and really just understand, by connecting with your inner child, understand where these issues tend to come from. And you don't necessarily need to do all this like deep excavation or anything, but if you start to get clear now on what you need to feel safe, what you need to feel loved, because I think inner child issues are very connected to the heart center and the root center, which is all about the way that we experience and need love and the ways that we feel safe, which are very foundational for us in order to be able to have healthy partnerships or relate to people in general. And you actually start to meet those needs and fulfill them for yourself now, that fills up your self-worthiness cup and it builds a foundation of trust. So let's take relationships out of the equation for a second, and let's say I'm making a daily practice of connecting with my inner child and asking her, what do you need to feel safe and what do you need to feel loved? And maybe today it's, in order for me to feel loved, I want to go for a walk in the park. And in order for me to feel safe, I want to spend some time laying in bed under like a cozy blanket or wearing a cozy sweater. And I actually do that for her. And like, I go on that walk. I make some time to just like lounge in bed and like get really cozy. By incrementally doing these actions and showing my inner child that I am meeting her base needs, then moving forward, when you start to meet people in like a potential relationship who might be a potential partner, then you can really start to check in with your inner child first. Because you're already taking care of those base needs, you can start to ask, hey, what's gonna make you feel safe? What's gonna make you feel loved in relationship? And maybe in that sense, it's like, I need someone that's devoted to me, or I need somebody that has a stable job, or I need somebody that is emotionally aware and knows how to tend to their own, like regulate their own emotions, something like that. And you start to get clear on these fundamental aspects of a person. And the thing is, when you have such clarity around what your inner child really needs, then you just can't ignore it. That's the beauty for me in connecting with the inner child, is there is like a fountain of information that tells us what we need and what we desire. And once you get that clarity, you really can't ignore it. Like, going back to my last relationship, I knew that she didn't really feel safe, and I knew that she didn't really feel loved the way that she needed to be loved. But until I got really clear on the specifics of what she needed to feel safe and the specifics of what she needed to feel loved, and then further from there, the specifics of what she really desired in a relationship, and realized that she was never going to get that from that person, that was like, made it very simple for me to walk away from that and like really leave it behind for good. Because we had years of going back and forth with each other and breaking up and getting back together, and it was never that relationship that I really knew that I could have, that I fantasized about, that I dreamed about, that I knew was available to me. And if you're single, I really encourage you to try to do these practices by connecting with your inner child and really getting clear on what you need to feel loved and to feel safe first, and like really do this for a period of time, and then start to notice how you show up differently when you're dating. And once you get clear on not only what you need to feel loved and need to feel safe, but then what do you like, you get even more clear on what will bring you joy in a relationship, what will light you up, what kind of pleasure you want to have in your relationship. And when you're clear on that, it makes it so easy to see whether or not that person can meet those needs. It also makes it a lot easier for you to advocate for yourself and set boundaries in relationships, so that you really can create and attract the kind of relationship and partnership that you desire, that can thrive and really be everything that you want it to be. So for me, even though I'm not in a relationship right now, I am in the best place that I could possibly be to meet one. And I'm no longer in this place where I am really fantasizing about that, or I'm dreaming about that, because I am already taking care of my needs, and I make myself feel loved in the way that I need to. So those base needs are taken care of. And now, like, when the right person shows up, awesome, I'm ready for it. But I'm not like desperate for it. I'm not seeking it out. I'm not trying to like pull at old connections that I know are not right for me. And I'm just like really looking forward to getting to know that person that I know will make my inner child feel safe and connect to her joy and make her feel really loved. And I have no question in my mind that that is gonna be my experience. So, and I really want that for all of you. And if you're currently partnered or in a relationship, then I'm really curious to see what would happen if you were to connect with your inner child now and start to meet those base needs of what you need to feel safe and what you need to feel loved for yourself. And then start to ask them how your current partner is showing up in ways that really are fulfilling to your inner child, or if they need a little bit more, you'll have that information, that data that's like really clear for you that you can then communicate and ask for. Because like I said, once you're clear on what you need and what you want, there's no way that you can ignore that. So yeah, I think that if you're able to do that and try that out, then I'm sure that you will have an even better, more thriving, loving relationship than you currently do. Now, I was gonna talk a little bit more about cultivating more intentional relationships that aren't necessarily romantic, like friendships and work relationships and things like that. But I think that I could really talk a lot about that, and I will save it for a future video if you guys want to hear about it. So this is going to be it for today. I really hope that this was helpful, and please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.